Well, good evening, greetings, salutations. Region 9 basketball here on the Fan Sports Network. Region opener between two crosstown rivals. It's the home team inside the field house, Crimson Cliffs, taking on the Dixie Flyers. Only game pre-Christmas, and this is actually a rematch of one game we had about 10 days ago. As I bring in Casey Winters, Ben Lindquist for the call tonight. I'm Devin Dixon. It's our Boulevard home game of the week. And guys, I know there was a lot of intrigue as if they were going to play that game or not up in that Skyridge tournament, but they did play that game. It was a non-region game, and Ben, I mean, Dixie won by 15, but it was pretty close in the third quarter.
Yeah, it was a game of runs. Casey and I were both actually up at that game, and I think, you know, we talked about this last week on the Fan Sports Network in the morning about how, you know, is that a game you want to play? Is that a game you don't want to play? Where unusual for two region teams to see each other 3 times before a state tournament. But I think at the end of the day, there were a lot of good things for both teams, and I think both of these teams are coming into this very aware of the other and what they have to do tonight.
Obviously, the battle of the bigs is going to be kind of the matchup within the matchup tonight. These guys were teammates all summer long, from what I understand, Casey, and that's Kyle Lemke. Preseason, he was co-MVPs. He's had an incredible career at Dixie. He just committed to Snow College. And then Sean Feltz, I mean, he kind of burst on the scene, the Crimson 6'11" center. That's going to be fun for people to watch that matchup within the matchup tonight.
Yeah, they went blow to blow up there at Skyridge, and they did a phenomenal job guarding each other, going at each other, scoring. And now I think tonight it's going to be, you know, a few small things where, you know, can, you know, Sean take something away from Kyle.
We got a little issue there with Casey's headset. We'll get that situated. But you're absolutely right. I want to get Casey's take on this matchup. Casey, continue on.
Oh, yeah, I'm good now.
You're good
All
now,
right.
buddy.
We got him. Someone tried to silence him.
Yeah, so, you know, what I was saying is just it's going to be interesting to see what these coaches have done for both Kyle and Sean. You know, can we take something away? Can we get them off the block? Are we going to front them? Are we going to, you know, try to make them shoot jumpers? Are we going to foul them and make an earn it from the free throw line? So I definitely think the bigs are going to be a story as we go through this. And I think most importantly, who can stay out of foul trouble? Because neither of these teams are as good with those guys on the bench saddled with foul trouble. So can they guard each other, be a force, and stay on the court?
I want to officially welcome you into our pregame show built by Buck's Ace Hardware, also presented by Fabulous Freddy's and Finley Subaru. And one of the big storylines last Saturday inside the Coach Walk Classic, Ben, Scoop Johnson got hurt.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate. It was one of those things where, look, you can look at coaching, you can look at all those things. Should he have been out on the floor with that kind of lead, with that much time? But at the end of the day, those types of things happen. And if you go back and watch the play, to me, this is more a result of a foul that should have never happened. Like, I look past the coaching and I go right to the Cottonwood guy should not have fouled him. It was in poor taste, and the way he reacted, Scoop was just trying to dribble out the clock. And sadly, this is part of the game, right? It could have happened with 20 seconds left in the game. It could have happened with 20 seconds to start in the game. And that's just the disappointing thing for him. He's a senior, but knowing Scoop and having watched him for a couple of years, this is a kid that's going to do everything he possibly can to get back with maybe a week or a week and a half left in the region season. So I don't think this is out for the season. I don't think this is the end of what we see from Scoop at the high school level. And at the end of the day, look, it's next man up. You got to have guys that are able to step up. Another thing that's kind of the Achilles heel right now of this Crimson team is the injury bug, and this week it was the sickness bug. Is Drake Carroll not in uniform tonight, dealing with the sickness, not able to go to school? As many people may or may not know, in high school, if you don't go to class, you don't go on the court.
If you're not healthy enough to go get your schoolwork in, then it's tough to play in the game. And obviously this is just one game of many to come, and they're going to need Drake Carroll. Let's talk about that next man up you mentioned. Who are some guys that you could see, you know, coming in and starting, and then obviously helping off the bench to solidify two key guys not going tonight for the Mustangs?
Yeah, I think tonight we're going to see Noah Marsden, another senior, and a great shooter, a guy who actually lifted him up when they needed it against Manti with three-point shooting, and actually got fouled on a three as well, and fouled on another three to have 12 points off the bench up there at Manti last Tuesday. And then a little bit, I think, of a surprise for people when they turn on the TV. Travis Murdoch, who has had actually a couple of games in the 30s, and last week he actually had a 40-point JV game. Great shooter, great basketball IQ. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him in the starting lineup tonight.
All right, let's take a look at a couple of keys to the game after a quick timeout. We'll take a 60-second timeout. When we come back, the Team D Auto Sales keys to the game as we get closer to tip-off. The Mustangs and the Flyers going head-to-head in the opener in Region 9 basketball.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and truly maintain your property. Learn more at redrockpropertymanagement.com.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and
251-2299 to find a location nearest you.
Yeah.
Keep them off the glass.
All right, welcome back here to the field house, as I call it. Crimson Cliffs, the newest Region 9 school, have had a lot of success already. The golf team's won a couple state championships. Obviously, the football team this past fall won a state championship. I saw Jay Sweeten today signed at Utah Tech to play for the new coach, Coach Anderson. I saw Parker Andrus. He signed with SUU to play next level college football. But it's the basketball team center stage here tonight against the Dixie Flyers. This is the Bucks Ace Hardware pregame show, and time for our keys to the game, brought to you by our friends at Team D Auto Sales. And Ben, for Crimson Cliffs tonight, what are you looking at?
Well, again, this is a team they just saw a week ago, and it ended up being a 15-point game. It was bigger at times throughout. So for Crimson, you really have to make sure that you're able to stay in the game, especially that first half. You can't see yourself go down 20-plus and be trying to chase in the second half. And then the second is keep the Flyers off the glass. This is a Flyer, the Widehour kid. My guess is he had 7 or 8 offensive rebounds. He ended up with, I think, 16 or 17 points. And most of that was offensive rebound and a quick putback. So got to keep him. He's a big physical kid. You got to keep him and guys like Kyle Lemke off of the offensive glass. And then lastly, it turned into a track meet in the second half where just when Crimson would make a run, here's that Dixie Flyers offense just getting up and down the court and transition off turnovers and getting easy buckets. Too easy if you're Coach Murdoch.
And concern to Casey Winters. Casey, for the Dixie Flyers tonight, our Team D Auto Sales keys to the game.
Yeah, play at your speed, right? It says speed it up right there. That's one of the things that Dixie is known best for, is their transition game, and I guarantee Coach Roberts is wanting to get that going early. Without Scoop and without Drake Carroll, I guarantee they're going to ramp up the pressure defensively and try to create as many turnovers as they can and get some of those easy transition buckets. And then for them, it's going to be, who's going to be that third option scoring? Is it going to be Jordy Roberts? Is it going to be Brecken Robinson, who, you know, the second leading scorer? Is it going to be Logan Whitehour? Is it going to be a Tyson Forsey coming in off the bench? And who's going to, you know, be that guy that takes a little pressure off Kyle and makes it easier for him, so Crimson can double, and, you know, and a variety of guys have done it this year, but I expect it to be, you know, a Logan, a Jordy, or a Tyson Forsey.
You look at the first matchup, and again, a non-conference game. They just happened to get to the championship up north, and they played that game. Kyle Lemke had 24 and 11 rebounds, and he dished out 4 assists. Crimson, led by Sean Feltz, he had 20, so that's why we kind of led earlier with that battle of the bigs. Yeah, that's going to be huge, and I guarantee, especially with Scoop out, and I mean, we're going to say that over and over tonight, with Scoop and Drake out, I guarantee it's going to be an emphasis of the Flyers to try to get Sean in foul trouble. Not only does that make it easier for Kyle Lemke, but it takes away Crimson's leading scorer. So, you know, if I'm a Flyer, getting Sean on the bench is you know, one of the top priorities early on in the game.
Well, and here's the thing, Casey, as a big guy, you know this, that there's guys that you just don't match up with really well. You know, some guys it's like, okay, man, I can't wait to see that guy. And last year, I kind of, you know, no disrespect to Kyle Lemke, but Sean was the only guy that was really able to measure him and balance him throughout a game. And so for whatever reason, whether it's size, height, you know, his length, those types of things seem to disrupt Kyle Lemke last year. And even this year, he got him to miss a couple of bunnies. But I think for Lemke, as a competitor and a guy who is going to play at the next level, as we know, he also is saying, all right, I'm ready to go. I've heard the talk about Sean stopped this and Sean did that. I got 2 more games against this guy from my last year. I'm going to go out on top.
Interesting statistic going into tonight. Point guard of the Flyers, Jordy Roberts, leads the nation in assists, 11.9. But you look at that first meeting when they played up at that Skyridge tournament, 21 combined between Scoop Johnson and also Drake Carroll. So maybe Jordy has to try to score just a little bit more tonight. Thoughts on that, fellas?
Yeah, I mean, he has as much experience as anybody in the region. And I think for him, it's all about mismatches, right? Is it me that has the mismatch? Is it one of my teammates? And so, you're going to have someone, a Noah Nilsson, a Noah Marsden, Michael Quist, potentially a Travis Murdoch guarding Jordan Roberts. And I think if he feels like he has an advantage, he's going to take it. But, he's always willing to share the ball. And I'm sure Coach Roberts would love it if he would, shoot it a little bit more and keep pressure off some of those other guys by scoring the ball a little bit more.
Dev, I like to think, in life, in sport, your strength can also be your weakness. For Jordy, he is so unselfish. His strength is distributing the ball. It can also be a weakness when you don't take the shot that's there, when you're not aggressive, which sometimes actually sets up your guys better when you draw defenders and so forth. But I still remember in the state championship 2 years ago against Snow Canyon, I watched him warm up, and I went, this guy can really shoot. And so I think I see what Coach Roberts sees, which is he's got to look for that shot just a little bit more to put that pressure on the defense so that they either have to run another guy, help, or whatever else so he can dish it to the next man.
And Jordy Roberts, left angle three-pointer, he's sitting on that arc, just working on that triple from that left wing. And so we'll keep an eye on that. Splash, down goes another one. We're just about a minute and some change away from our national anthem and the starting lineups. Again, pregame show brought to you by Bucks Ace Hardware. Get over there for some last-minute gift ideas for anyone. If you need something for the lawn or the garden, they have some really unique gift ideas. They really go out and get a bunch of cool stuff, games, unique items. So go check out Bucks Ace Hardware, 3 Southern Utah locations. And we're going to take a break here for our anthem, and then we'll come back with the starters. And then we got some Region 9 basketball. The preseason is fun. Flyers are 6-1. They come in number 1 in the Des News 4A rankings. But when the RPI came out this week, they were number 4, guys, with that 6-1 mark. Green Canyon was 1, Bear River was 2, and actually Dixie is now 3. They've updated it. So Dixie has moved up. Layton Christian is 4, Murray 5, and then you go down and you find Crimson Cliff sitting at number 13 so far. They enter this game 5 wins and 4 losses. Nobody worries about the RPI until about late January, early February, right, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, I guarantee no one in the state thinks that Dixie's the 3rd best team in 4A or Crimson's the 13th best team. So, yeah, we won't pay much attention to those until February.
If anything, you use it for motivation, right? We should be number 1. Let's go, fellas. Let's prove them wrong.
It will be fun to see. I mean, when region games, usually the scoring comes down a little bit, but with the new foul rule, the FIBA rules with the 5 fouls a quarter, I think scoring's actually been a little bit up across the state. We'll get into that and get the guys' thoughts on that when we come back. We're going to step aside a final break before the tip-off as the Mustangs inside their home gymnasium, the Field House, taking on the Dixie Flyers. Starting lineup tip-off when we come back in our Boulevard Home Game of the Week on the Fan Sports Network.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Scooters Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooters Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Relatives coming to visit, not enough room, or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit St. George, Utah vacationrentals.com. The Fan Sports Network is your home for local sports. Catch The Drive with Devin Dixon from 7 to 9, and From the Bleachers with Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave from 4 to 6. Plus, Utah Tech and high school sports live on the radio and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com.
Red Ledge's Dermatology and Med Spa, specializing in general and cosmetic dermatology, treating acne, rashes, warts, and more. They even do cancer screenings and offer a free chemical pill with your first appointment. So if you need dermatology, think Red Ledge's Dermatology, located just off Snow Canyon Parkway, St. George.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Well, for the first time, I think ever, I've been covering sports here for 20 plus years, we had a soloist on the guitar do a almost Jimi Hendrix-esque performance of our great national anthem. What'd you think, guys?
Yeah, Ben had his cell phone light out, you know, throwing up the rock on symbol.
He thought he was in Vegas at the Spear U2 concert. He got a little mixed up.
That was impressive.
I'll tell you what, that's what it's all about, right? We got the full house. We got the ugly sweater student section over here. We got Santa hat and pajamas for the Dixie Flyers home crowd. We got strangers coming in, joining hands, sitting next to each other. This is what high school basketball is all about.
Glad you're with us again. Boulevard, making your house more like home for over 40 years, bringing you our game of the week. There is another game going on across town at the Pit tonight. Could be a good one between the Panthers and the Thunder tonight. And then the other game in region play is Hurricane and Cedar tonight. So those are the other games. Snow Canyon doesn't play their first region game till January the 3rd. Here come the starting lineups, brought to you by House of Jump. Hey, you can purchase 1 hour jump time Monday through Thursday. Mention you heard it right here on the Fan Sports Network, and get $10 in arcade credit for free. And of course, we're looking for our House of Jump dunk of the game. If we get that dunk, we'll let you know. We'll give you the text number, and you text dunk to the number, and you'll get 1 hour free jump time on top of that $10 credit at the arcade. That can come in handy for the holidays, right, guys?
Yeah. And it's between Kyle, Sean, Logan Whitehour, it's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see one of those go out tonight. We're going to hear the text number going live tonight. And I think I won last week because Scoop had a nice kind of swivel, throw it up in the air alley-oop to Sean Phelps last week for the highlight of the week for Jimmy John's.
Here comes the starters. It will be number 15, Noah Marsden. There's big Sean Phelps. He'll be battling down in the block against Lemke. Trevor Taylor in the starting lineup. McKay Lindquist, the sophomore combo guard. And then also it's going to be number 31, Mr. Murdoch. This is his first ever varsity start tonight. So we'll see how Travis Murdoch does. The coach's son on one side, Travis Murdoch. And then Jordy Roberts joining Kyle Lemke, Logan Whitehour, Damon Myers, Brecken Robinson as the starters. And again, the starting lineup is brought to you by House of Jump. Let's put 8 minutes on the first quarter clock, and let's play some basketball.
Hey, got McKay Lindquist doing, it looked like the dance from the Elf when they're down in the mailroom doing a little Russian jig down there in the middle of the circle to give the Mustangs.
Did we get that on replay? Can I see that
Gotta
again?
love Casey with the early Christmas references.
Hey, you got her.
Right on brand.
I hurt my knees just watching him.
Yeah.
They don't need any more injuries. They got Drake Carroll out with sickness and a bad foot for Mr. Scoop Johnson. That's going to sideline him. We're hearing, 5 or 6 weeks at least. These young guys heal fast. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm sure he's already starting the rehab. But he does have it braced up. It was not fun seeing Scoop down there out on the free throw line in crutches, though, tonight to start this game.
Kind of unusual to see 2 different starters in just about 2 weeks period. And so this is going to be an interesting game right out of the gate. Be curious to see what Coach Winters has to say in terms of some analysis and adjustments that are going to need to be made.
Let's jump it up. Brought to you by Udy & Associates, Luke Udy, American Family Insurance. And it's won by the Flyers, and we are underway here in the region opener for both teams. Jordy Roberts out top with it. Guarded by Lindquist. Left wing to Myers. Up high to Lemke. Now back over to Jordy with 20 on the shot clock.
Got a little zone going early for a lot of switching going on for the Mustangs. I anticipate they will play more zone than maybe they have at this point in the season so far.
To the wing, and then driving Roberts, lay-in, got it, finger roll on the baseline.
And again, that's where you got to see Big Sean Phelps just stay off of his man 1 foot and swat that.
2-0 Flyers on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. They're keeping track of the score all night long, all season long. Go check out what they can do for your home. Light it up. Lights, fans, home decor. Wilkinson's with a local shop. Lindquist over to Taylor. Flyers opening a man-to-man. Taylor's going to take a 3 from the angle right. Back iron, no good. And here come the Flyers. Robinson ahead to Roberts. To the corner to Widehour. Inside to Lemke. Battle the bigs. Going with a hook on a reverse. And it's missed, but a putback try by Widehour and a foul. He'll head to the line.
But I think Sean did a good job on that one. I think he got a piece of the first one. That's a ball. If I'm Coach Murdoch, the Mustangs have to come up with. We forced Kyle into a tough shot. Ben mentioned it early in the pregame. Logan Widehour does a great job, not only cutting when Kyle has it, but he does a phenomenal job on the offensive rebounds, and that's what that was right there. He picked up that ball that had been blocked and earns himself a trip to the free throw line.
And I did check. He had 9 rebounds in the meeting between the 2 teams. And Ben, you said you thought 6 or 7 were on the offensive end.
Yeah, and again, if you're Crimson, you just got to be saying, guys, we want to get out and run too, but do not leave until we've secured it. That's one of those things where sometimes you can out-athleticize somebody, but in this game, it's where you have to seal it and release to the ball before you get in transition.
Both free throws from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line, good by Widehour. Sean Phelps with a triple, no. Rebound, Robinson. Flyers want to push. Whip pass to Widehour, laying up, high kiss off the window, and down it goes. That was pretty. Lindquist ahead to the angle, try to drop it into Phelps, and it's knocked out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Mustangs. 6-0 Flyers early on.
Yeah, Mustangs got to get a bucket here, get a trip to the free throw line, get an offensive rebound, something, to change the momentum here just a minute and a half into the game.
And you can already see they're trying to figure out who's going to throw the ball in. You're missing 2 starters. Scoop was the guy who usually threw that in.
Baby hook shot by Phelps. He's hit on the arm, and Big Sean will head to the line for a pair.
And I also think, look, we talked about Dixie on the offensive glass, but Crimson is no stranger to size and athleticism as well. So, you got to make sure you have your 1 or your 2 back in transition because Dixie's too good, but you got to send a guy to go get those missed shots too.
Phelps free throw, got it.
And really now, Crimson, this is a good sign to see a couple points go on the board. The last thing you want to do is have 2 missed free throws, go down there, and have Dixie go up 8-0 in less than 2 minutes in the first quarter.
Both free throws good. Widehour, deep 3, no. Left it short, grazed the rim. Rebound to Murdoch, over to Lindquist. They're both sophomores out there on the court right now for Coach Murdoch in his first year for the Mustangs. Phelps wants another 3, and this one's no good.
I don't think I would encourage that. Not that Sean can't make that, but you're 7 seconds into the shot clock. Make Dixie work a little bit on the defensive end. Let's not let him get an easy outlet for a transition. Sean just needs to be a little more patient.
Yeah, I think that's one where you're okay with 1 or 2 as a coach. Now it's like, all right, big fella, get down the block and let's get some easy ones, especially if the free throw's going in. But I think so far, Coach, don't you think that Crimson on defense has done a pretty good job of limiting all of the things that usually kill them?
Wrap around, a little dish in traffic, goes back to J-Rob. He'll kick across court, skip to Myers. Shot clock winding down, blocked out of bounds. And 10 left on the shot clock. It'll stay with the Flyers, leading 6-2, 5:33 left on the Nets on Fire clock.
Yeah, this is the second or third time that the clock's got down to 10 seconds. Like Ben mentioned, Crimson doing a good job on the defensive end.
Inside to Whitehour, contested by Taylor, and that was the quickest 10 seconds I've ever seen.
Well,
was that
I think
1 second?
It was 1.0. Yeah, it might have been a 0.1, because before that it looked like it was
I saw
6 or 7, you know, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So good job by Crimson right there, forcing the shot clock violation.
Yep. Mark that down as a kill for the Mustang defense. Straightaway 3 by Murdoch, no good. Rebound batted around, controlled, and here comes Roberts. Roberts whips it ahead to the corner. Brecken Robinson. Robinson feeling his way, whips it over, and a lay-in up and in by Logan Whitehour.
And I don't think you can stress how important and how good Logan is at moving without the ball.
Nice little mid-range J by Feltz, and quickly action picking up. Myers will hoist a triple. That's no good. Outlet. Not a great pass, just goes off the fingertips of Lindquist. Roberts over to Lemke, and Taylor tries for a steal. Thought he had a shot at it, and they whistle him for a foul on a reach-in.
And this is the hardest team, or the hardest thing about a team that tries to play on tempo is making sure, because everybody knows at this point of the season, look, they want to get it out quick and get it up the floor. So you got to make sure that it's a great pass when you're rebounding and distributing it.
And second foul right there on Trevor Taylor. So Noah Nilsson entering the game for the Mustangs.
Lob it in to Lemke. Lemke working his way in. Baby hook shot. Too strong. Rebound. Feltz had it. It tips out of there. And here comes Marsden. 8-4 our score. 4:35 left here in the first quarter. Lindquist to the elbow. Kick out to Marsden. Good look at a 3. Nothing but the bottom.
Good shot. Great driving kick by McKay Lindquist. Demanded just a little bit of help. Enough for Marsden to get the 3 off.
First Cache Valley Bank 3-pointer of the game. Go ahead, Ben.
Noah's shot it so well early in the season. So that's a guy that you know now. You have to guard him.
Roberts to the middle. A little leap and lean, no good. Rebound batted around, controlled by the Mustangs. Marsden over to Lindquist.
Ooh. I thought we were going to have our house of jump dunk right there with Sean Feltz running the lane.
Baby hook by Feltz off a good entry, but he caught back iron too strong. Lead pass ahead, Lemke with the lay-in. Boy, does he run it coast to coast.
He does. Great run right there, rim to rim for Kyle Lemke. Great feed by Jordy Roberts.
That is the first points of the night for Kyle Lemke.
And I think he's the best rim runner, baseline to baseline in the region. And you don't usually say that about a big guy.
Feltz over to Murdoch. Back out to Marsden. Now Feltz fakes to Marsden, flips it over to Murdoch. Murdoch's free throw line, 15-foot J, left is short. And rebound outlet. And there is 4C with the left-hand lay-in. Got it! What a whip pass there by the national leader in assists, Jordy Roberts. And timeout taken by the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. They trail 12-7. And we'll take a quick 30-second timeout, and be right back here. A Wilkinson scoreboard, 12-7, 3:24 left in quarter number 1. Stay with us on the Fan Sports Network.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
I've got 15 seconds to list all the reasons that you should call Jason Baum at Bay Equity Home Loans. First-time home buyer specialist, down payment assistant loans, investment loans other guys haven't even heard of, reverse mortgages, and so many more to name before I run out of time.
I'll see you there.
12-7 Flyers. Let's take a look on our replay for our viewing audience on the fansportsnetwork.com. Here's the 3 by Marsden.
Great dribble penetration, a little bit too much help there, and a guy like Noah Marsden, who has been hot recently, says, I'll take 3.
Mustangs basketball here out of the timeout, trailing by 5. Murdoch goes to the corner to steal Barbin. MVP All-Region and first team All-State announced just in the last couple of weeks.
Great all-around athlete, probably one of the most successful athletes in all of Crimson history.
He's still rocking a little of that Red Kingdom red dye on the back of the hair.
And this is where they've got to find a way to get into Big Sean.
3 won't go, and rebound cleared by the Flyers. Robinson will jog it ahead. Look inside to Roberts. 16 feet out. He'll pump fake, now trying to enter it in. Gets it to Lemke. Lemke turns into Big Sean, and he stepped out of bounds. That's a turnover forced by the Mustang defense again.
You know, other than the mustache, these are two big guys that are pretty similar. They love to turn left shoulder, one dribble, and they like the right hand hook.
12-7 our score. 2:34 left in the first quarter. Flyers in a little 1-2-2 zone.
A little matchup zone. They were in that last possession as well. They're just switching everything, trying to stay matched up, not leaving the openings.
And a tip and a steal by Forsey. Forsey on Murdoch, and they're going to call block on Murdoch.
I like the attempted charge, but it's one of those things where you, in a zone, even a matchup, you've got to move the ball quicker. You've got to see it shift, as we see Forsey go up there with Murdoch taking the block. But you've got to shift a zone quicker than that so that you can get it baseline or get it high post.
Yep, high post, side to side, inside out. And that's where, I mean, I've seen Crimson shoot more threes this game than you have all season. Those are going to come in a zone, but you don't want them off one pass. You want it inside out.
Well said.
Let guys get their feet set, get that defense moving side to side, and then you're going to see those start to drop a little bit more.
Free throw no good.
And Tyson Forsey is just a spark plug for this Flyer team. I mean, he'll do everything. He'll run, he'll defend, he'll rebound. He's been a big addition and contributor for the Flyers so far.
Yeah, I drew the praise of his head coach this morning when he jumped on the airwaves during the morning show. He was very high on Myers and Forsey and their impact. Outside triple, and that goes down. Big shot by Noah Nelson, his first points of the night.
And Noah's another guy that can really shoot it. But you see what Casey was talking about is you get it shifted. Those shots are going to come as we see Roberts nail a three to counter, but those shots come off of a quick pass and rotate in the zone.
I settle for two, and you can have three. Both ends Cache Valley Bank three-pointers here, and it's 15-10. Flyers with the lead. Still Barbin.
See, now they're in a man from what it looks like, so you got to identify that.
Mustangs working down to 15 on the shot clock. Big Sean at the free throw line. Kicks it over to Murdoch. Flips it to Barbin. Thought about the three. He'll drive it. Go to a floater on the baseline, and he can't get the friendly roll.
And that's a guy who's still trying to get out of football mode, but you can see he's such a great athlete and has good instincts.
Inside, Lemke. Shovel pass, and it missed everybody. Myers thought he was tangled up. No call, and it'll be another turnover. And Lemke's going to get a quick breather, and Whitehour will check back into the game.
Yeah, and hopefully a coach over there is going to say, Kyle, big fella, spin back to your left. You did such a good job setting up Sean to the middle. Spin back, you're going to have a nice kiss off the glass with your left hand.
Lindquist out top, goes left wing to Nelson. Back up top to Barber, now to Lindquist. McKay gets it back over to Murdoch. Moving the zone side to side. They go to the baseline to Big Sean.
And this is one where, you know, for the viewers at home, you might see it. If we see a stolen ball, I'll tell you in a sec, Dev. Keep going.
Brecken Robinson's going to get it, and he's going to be blocked, but there's a whistle and a foul as he was running and trying to score in transition.
And maybe Coach can speak to this a little bit, but if you're Big Sean, what I love to see for a big fella like that with such good instincts and athleticism is square up, right? We tell it as guards, you want to get in that triple threat. For a big guy, you really just want him to square up chest at the hoop and see it so that you can see a double team coming, so you can see where the defenders are, or just a shot fake and go.
And especially right now where Logan Whitehour's guarding Sean, he definitely has the advantage. He's got great touch, 12, 15 feet, so that's where you face up and give him a little jump shot.
I just like the idea of an offensive player always being a threat. You know, Coach Jay Wright from, you know, he would always say you're never more open than when you catch the ball, and I'm just a firm believer in that.
40 seconds left in the quarter. Largest lead of the first quarter is 7 now for the Flyers, 17-10. There is about a 6-second differential game clock, shot clock. Nelson, head fake, drives past the defender, lays it up and in. Good move. Noah Nelson's got a quick 5 points.
Yeah, great minutes off the bench for Noah Nelson.
He's kind of that spark plug, too, that you talk about from Forsey. And this would be a critical stop. If they can get a bucket stop here, go in only down 5, I think that's a victory for Crimson.
Roberts looking at the clock. Gets it to Forsey. Back to the basket straight away beyond the three-point line.
Double coming off there.
Roberts with now 3. He's got to let it go. He gets all the way to the rim, lays it up and in, and he beats the clock. J-Rob scores it, and the lead is 7 at the end of 1, fellas.
Great little double cross right there, getting to his right hand. Great finish by Jordan Roberts to beat the first quarter buzzer.
Yeah, and as you see him come off here, it's one of those plays where all you want to try and do is stand your defender up, and then it's just back into the throttle at the hoop. But that's one where, again, Sean, let's get you off the ball 2 steps so that you can be that dominant paint presence.
Into the first quarter on the Wilkinson scoreboard, 19-12. Flyers have the lead over Crimson. We'll be right back after this 30-second timeout.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on 0511.
Back live here at the field house. Entertaining first quarter in our Boulevard home game of the week. Devin Dixon, Casey Winters, Ben Lindquist here on the Fan Sports Network. And guys, I want more. Let's put 8 more minutes on the clock. Let's keep this thing rolling right along.
Yeah, good first quarter for the Flyers. I think they're right where they want to be. I think Crimson's got to feel good about where they're at. Hit a couple more of those deep threes and maybe get a few stops in a row, and they're right back in this thing.
I think so far about what we expected, right? Crimson had to stay in this thing, and Dixie has done a good job executing and being patient and taking what Crimson's given them.
Inside, big Sean Phelps with another bucket. Sean's got 6 early points, and they cut it down to a 5-point deficit. Robinson goes to the middle. Now goes to the wing, and they'll slow it up a little bit. Whitehour, hard dribble with the right hand. Ooh, might have been an offensive foul on an extension of the arm. Eaton tried to take the call, didn't get it, but Crimson comes away with it. Nelson all the way in, through traffic, off the window, no. But there is a foul called, and it's going to go against Tyson Forsey, I believe, on a reach-in.
I think so.
Or was it Roberts?
I think it was Forsey sliding over. Oh, yeah, a little reach-in on Forsey there.
I always loved the idea of, when we would play a team that was a great pressing team, we like to try and press them. And so I think it's interesting. Dixie gets the ball up the floor faster than anybody in the state, I think. And so it's good, I think, to see Crimson do the same thing back at them. And usually that kind of keeps a team off balance. Some of the things that kind of go overlooked are things like that. And so far, Crimson's really put their foot on the gas.
How about Noah Nelson? He's got 7 points off the bench, and that leads the Mustangs. He's been
doing
huge.
a job, and I don't think it's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but he's someone that can hound Jordy Roberts. He's quick enough, and Jordy made me my words right there. Doing a great job of just breaking these defenders down and getting to the basket.
On defense, though, it's one of those things where you focus on taking something away from a player. In this situation, you've got to take away Jordy Roberts' left hand.
After that Roberts bucket, he's got a game-high 9. It's 21-16. Flyers by 5. Lindquist, high arcing 3, too strong. Rebound, offensive board, Nelson, poked free. Here come the Flyers. Out of the pack, it's Robinson. Ahead of Roberts, trying to shovel it through everybody with a little English, and it goes through everybody out of bounds. But who touched it last? They say the Mustangs
did.
Nets on Fire score update. Into the first quarter, Hurricane leads Cedar 18-13. Cedar started on a 14-0 run in the second quarter, though, and is now taking a 27-18 lead.
14-0 run in high school. That's a lot.
Appreciate Nets on Fire, our Region 9 scoreboard update. Building champions on and off the court. Inside, Lemke up and under with the left hand, but he couldn't finish. Put back, tipped around, and Whitehour. He'll go into a baby hook. That won't fall. And now we've got a rebound foul going against the Flyers.
And he must have heard Coach Winters up here say, "Hey, come back to that left."
Yeah,
it looked like he just short-armed a little bit. Maybe fouled on the second one.
Yeah, good little step-through move, and then just got a little greedy going for the offensive board there.
Got his hand in the Christmas Santa Claus cookie jar there, and he just did get him across the head, and I think that's what the officials saw there.
And that's where...
That's only the first on Lemke.
Yeah, he just picked up, but let's go get him in a second right here. Let's get the ball to Big Sean, set a cross screen, do something.
Well, and one of the things we didn't get a chance to talk about in the pregame is Dixie only really plays 6 guys. So if you can get anybody in foul troubles, we almost see a turnover here, then you're in good situation.
Lindquist, good pass, and he kisses it off the window. Bank open for business. McKay Lindquist, first points of the night.
Yeah, tough shot in traffic right there by McKay.
He would tell you that Coach Winters taught him that over at Nets on Fire.
Ooh.
Early morning training sessions.
All of a sudden, the Mustangs have cut it to 3, 21-18, 5:54 left here in the second quarter. Robinson pulled up, jumper, splash, down it goes. That was pretty.
And that's Brecken Robinson. I mean, he is the master of timely buckets. I mean, he hits big shot after big shot after big shot.
Back up to a 5-point lead. Murdoch, Feltz, Lindquist, Taylor with 2 fouls, and Marsden in the game. Marsden straight away 3, back iron, no good. Offensive rebound again by Taylor. Over to Lindquist, triple threat position. He'll give it to Big Sean. Elbow jumper, that's too strong. And there's a reach in, and that's number 3.
And that's one where, again, with Sean, that's not a bad shot, as we said earlier, but you're the biggest guy in the court. No, everyone should be waiting for you. Turn, square up, maybe lift him with the shot fake because he can make that, and then attack. You got a guy who's in foul trouble. See if you can put him in a two foul situation.
So right now for the Mustangs, Brenton Phillips, number 33 in the game. 3 sophomores on the court for the Mustangs, joining the seniors Marsden and Feltz.
And Brenton's a guy that Casey knows. He's had a chance to coach him at a younger age, but he's a guy that's had, a bunch of 30-point games. As we see Whitehour miss a shot there and go back, Big Sean.
And there's a block by Feltz. His first of the night, if I'm not mistaken.
It wasn't very long ago that the Flyers were in the same situation with Lemke as a sophomore, Roberts as a sophomore, Robinson as a sophomore. So this is big-time experience for these Mustangs.
Out top, you got for the first time in the game. Who is that? Phillips?
Yeah, Brenton Phillips.
Phillips is checked in. He's going to take a shot off the front iron, no good. Roberts thought about a baseball pass from the pitcher's mound. Instead, he'll walk it across the timeline. Roberts on a high screen by Lemke. He'll roll to Lemke and perfectly executed as Lemke lays it off the glass and down it goes.
And that's just where, if you're Sean, you can't be 2 feet behind your guy. You got to step up there and either hedge hard or get him through and then being helped.
Yeah, you notice McKay Lindquist did a great job forcing Jordan to his left that time. If he was going to his right, he was scoring that.
Tough shot won't fall for Marsden. Kind of bottled around and popped out, and leads back up to 7. Flyers have the lead and the basketball. Roberts on a crossover. He'll whip it back outside to Myers. Inside to Kyle Lemke. Lemke working on Sean. Kick out to Brecken. Brecken will hoist a triple. Cache Valley bank 3, and
great
down it goes.
Inside out right there. Great pass by Kyle, but even better off-ball movement by Brecken Robinson to create a shot for himself right there.
And 10-point lead, largest lead of the night. And they just had it at 3, and it's a 7-0 run for the Flyers.
And that's the Flyers' MO, right? I mean, they don't panic.
Great back cut, and Lindquist gets the feed from Feltz and lays it up and in, and they needed that one.
Good job right there.
And what a great pass from Sean Feltz and a great setup by Lindquist. But you notice how fast Dixie gets out of the hoop, up the court, and puts constant pressure. You've got to snap your head back and get up the floor on a made basket.
And I think we talk about this a lot, especially in Region 9. This is crunch time for the Mustangs. Is it going to be a 4 or 6 point game, potentially even more, less, or is it going to be a 15-point lead going into halftime? Among all the coaches in Region 9, there was a common theme. When the Flyers have a 10-point lead, it feels like 15 or 18. Yeah. Just because they're so good in transition, they take care of the ball, they have Kyle Lemke. So I think this is really, really crucial for the Mustangs to keep this lead where it's at and try to cut into it before halftime.
Roberts doing what J-Rob does. He passes it right into Kyle Lemke. They've been doing that since 2nd grade, and Lemke scores it on the inbounds design play. Lead back up to 10, 30-20 with 2:53 on the Nets on Fire clock here in the second quarter. That triple won't go. And it goes out of bounds. Let's get another Nets on Fire update for you. Pineview all over Desert Hills right now, 43-20 in the second quarter.
The Pit, one of the toughest places to play in the state. Got a little Ben Lindquist, Andy Palmer magic going on over there tonight.
There's been some good ones that have come through. I'll never forget the state championship they won, and was it 2014 or 15, right before Coach Walk passed away. That was a special one.
Great take by Brecken Robinson right there.
That's just where I know the thought is I don't want to have a guy hit a three-pointer in my face, but you can use it by just using your arm as a little bit of a distance gauge. That's too close for these type of athletes.
Yeah.
Turnover on a travel by the Mustangs. Flyers up 10, now 12 after that Brecken Robinson bucket. He's into double digits. He's got 10.
And that's where Brecken, he goes about it quietly, but I think that's where he's elevated his game. Okay, you're not going to let me shoot a three. Let me go by you and get to the rim.
They do a really good job of taking what the defense gives them.
Robinson and Wideout right around that 14-point average. Lemke leading the way at 18.6 a game. And Roberts right there. Hey, guys, we talked about in the pregame. He's trying to score a little bit more tonight.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
I don't know if he's trying. I think he's being effective at it.
11 now into double figures for J-Rob, and probably has 4 assists. That shot from the corner nowhere near the rim. It hit the backboard, and here comes Forsey. Forsey, hesitation, pump fake, kick out to Brecken. Brecken's going to drive the middle, pull up mid-range J. Got it, Brecken Robinson.
Timeout. Need a timeout. There we go. Right, it was just 8. We just talked about it. And in the span of a minute and a half, the Dixie Flyers have doubled their lead, pushing it up to 16.
Full timeout. We'll step aside. Messages from our great local partners on the Wilkinson scoreboard. 36-20. Dixie has the lead over Crimson. Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal
best mortgage lender in Southern Utah. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As always, as we welcome you back, looking to hand out some awards during our Region 9 games on the Fan Sports Network. We'll name our Hearst Ace Hardware Players of the Game. We'll also pick a Playmaker Play of the Game, brought to you by Appliance Wholesalers Plus. We're also looking for the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert, where if one of these teams scores over 55 points tonight after the game, you can go get 5 ounces free yogurt for everyone at the St. George Yogurtland. Mustangs basketball. Murdoch's going to catch and shoot a 3 off a Lindquist pass, and nothing but the bottom for Murdoch.
Great play out of a timeout.
Yeah, stop the bleeding a little bit. Still got some time to cut into this lead. Let's get it to 10 or less.
And here come the Mustangs off a takeaway, and they're going to get a foul called against Dixie. And the lead is down to 13 with 1:17 left in the second quarter. Do have a 45-20 game. Nash Schroeder, we're hearing, who was just our Findlay Subaru Player of the Week. We just announced that on social media earlier today from the Panthers Coach Walk Classic, where he helped the team go 3-0. Hearing he is in fuego right now.
Well, he has been all season. I mean, he's been, 20, 25, 30 points all season long. So no surprise there.
Lindquist, pull-up jumper, high arcing, back iron, got his own miss though. Spin move and got the second one. How about that from McKay Lindquist?
Great job by McKay there. Not only, getting the rebound and scoring, but challenging Kyle Lemke to guard. Great job by McKay right there.
He's got 6, 48 seconds to go in the first half. It's an 11-point Flyer lead. J-Rob high alley-oop. Lemke finishes off the window.
Wow, is that an assist for Kyle Lemke?
Rebound assist?
Topped it off the glass and then scored it. So I think we got to give Kyle the assist on that one.
You don't see a lot of big guys make that play. It's a tough catch, but it's a great pass, great coordination and eye focus, and I love the finish. Didn't feel like a dunk, but it kind of felt like a dunk.
6 now for Lemke. Actually, I think that's 8 for Lemke now. And And nearly a steal, but it's saved to Murdoch. Myers, good hustle. Cross-court skip. McKay, ball fake. He's going to hit a mid-range jumper. It spins out, no good. Roberts tight ropes the sideline on the baseline, and he'll bring it across the timeline. 3 seconds. He's going to take one from the volleyball line, and no good. And that'll do it. 2 quarters in the books. Flyers lead 38-25. Ben, your thoughts on this first half?
Well, Crimson's got to just move the ball a touch quicker. It sticks in the hands. But at the end of the day, you're down 13. We said it can't be 15 or 20. And I think there were moments where this could be a lot closer. Tighten up a few things. We'll hear from the coach.
Yeah, I mean, the Mustangs, like I said, we talked about it about 3 minutes left. I'm sure Coach Murdoch's a little frustrated going in because it could have been a little closer, but they did get a big bucket, you know, before the half. I think it's just going to be some adjustments, and the key is typically the Flyers have been really good in the third quarter, so I think it's really crucial for the Mustangs to come out, maybe go on a 6-8-0 run to start the half and make this a ball game right from the get-go.
All right, we got some stunts at halftime. Looks like from the Mustang cheerleaders. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, the Rally Stop halftime show. Again, on the Wilkeston scoreboard here at the break, 38-25. Dixie has the lead. Stay with us, everybody. Nets on Fire is the premier indoor basketball training facility in Southern Utah with 4 full-size gyms and group and individual training packages available for every age and skill level. Nets on Fire can elevate your game. Hoop it, Nets.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and truly maintain your property. Learn more at redrockpropertymanagement.com.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in Southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Bring it back.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Welcome to the Rally Stop halftime show. Stats, reaction, and the analysis of the first half. Here's the Fan Sports Network team.
Yeah, Fan Sports Network team. Devin Dixon, Casey Winters, Ben Lindquist, and 38-25 our halftime score. And we are inside the Rally Stop halftime show. Let's check the stats here for you from the first half. Brought to you by Finley Subaru. Goes to the all-star lineup on the savings side of the freeway. They got some great year-end deals. And, of course, the Legacy, the Outback. They've got the Solterra, the awesome lineup, the warranty. There's a reason why so many. I go to Bryan Head. Casey, you're going to Bryan Head. You go up there all the time. You're a big ski bunny guy.
Get the slopes, baby.
And how many Subarus in the parking lot? About half of them are Subarus.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. Yeah.
That's because the all-wheel drive and the warranty is so good. We're going to check a couple highlights here real quickly as, again, Crimson trailing Dixie at the half. But how about that high arcing shot? McKay staying with it and getting the spin move into a little bit easier shot the second time.
Yeah, great job on the glass. I mean, we talked about it in the pregame how Dixie's got to be kept off the glass. Crimson's got some offensive ability, too, as we see the lob to Lemke. Great hand-eye coordination to see it all the way home.
Does Roberts get an assist, or does Lemke get an assist? I think you guys are spot on.
0.5, almost like a sack in football, right? You do a half each.
I'm sure Roberts is going to get credit for that one in the stat sheet, right?
I might give him 2.
Yeah.
This is the Crimson drill team performing. Cheerleaders were doing some tumbling, and now the Mustang drill team out there performing. This looks like maybe their show or hip-hop routine. I'm not sure which one, but they're looking to make a run in the region this year in drill. And that's one of the fun things that just adds to the atmosphere is when you start getting these halftime performances at these inter-region crosstown rival games.
Yeah, there's nothing better than region basketball. You know, people ask me all the time if I miss being on the sidelines, of course, but especially when it's region time and you have, you know, a little bit of trash talk. It's high energy. You got red on one side, you got blue on the other side. Just a great environment. You know, December 20th, school got out today. Still a great crowd on hand.
Yeah, no question about it. A lot of people maybe staying home for the holidays or wait until after this game to take off and enjoy some time this weekend, Christmas on Monday. We certainly want to wish all of our viewers, all of our listeners, a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Love having you part of the Fan Sports Network and our continued coverage. This is our Boulevard home game of the week. Let's run down the statistics for you. First for the Flyers, guys. Forsey with 3, but brought some energy. We had 4 for Whitehour, but he was hitting the glass. Lemke had 8. Jordy Roberts with 11. And how about Brecken Robinson slowly leading the way with 12?
Yeah, I mean, it's what we've seen from the Flyers all year long. You know, you look at this score sheet and 3 or 4 guys are in double figures. I think they're happy with their performance right here. I think for them it's just, hey, let's go put our foot on the gas and let's put this thing away as early as we can.
Crimson trailing 38-25, but they did get a little spark, especially in that first quarter, right when Noah Nelson came in, made some plays, hit 3 shots. He had 7 points to pace them. Big Sean Feltz and McKay Lindquist, 6 each, 3 for Murdoch and 3 for Noah Marsden. So 5 players score for the Mustangs, but only 25 points. You got to figure if they're going to come back and win this game, they're going to have to score probably 45 points in the second half, maybe 40, 45.
I think so. And look, beating Dixie with all of your team healthy and active is hard enough. Missing 2 starters is even more of a challenge, which means you have to make sure that you're doing everything right. And so you got to keep guys off of the glass. You got to keep guys away from a strong hand. You have to take stuff away from people. Every basket that we've seen down here from Jordy Roberts and Brecken has been to a strong hand, to something they do really well. So for the second half, if you're Crimson, you've got to take away some of those first move or first preference type actions for Dixie in order to stay in this game. And then you're going to have to make some shots. You really are. Down on the offensive end, you're going to have to create some buckets and opportunities, whether that be off of a turnover, offensive rebound, or shot making.
Real quickly, let's get you some Nets on Fire halftime scores. Check the Region 9 scoreboard. Again, Snow Canyon on a bye. Probably a good thing because we're hearing Mackey, you know, he didn't play last weekend in their 3 games with an ankle sprain. So probably fortunate they don't have a game tonight in region play. But
he'll have 3 weeks off to get that ankle healed before the first region game. So that's funny how it works out.
Yeah, no question about that. But the 2 games that are going on other than this one, here again, it is Dixie leading 38-25. But Hurricane came roaring back after Cedar took the lead, and at halftime, Hurricane they cut it to 2. It's 27-25 at the, 32-26. Cedar has the lead. I'm trying to get all the updates there. My apologies. So Cedar is up 6 at the half, and then the other game that's streaming on our website, thefansportsnetwork.com. How about the Pineview Panthers? We're getting reports Nash Fire is just going off over there in the pit. They're winning by 25 points at the half in that one.
Which is surprising. I mean, I thought that would be a game that comes down to the last possession. Both teams played well through the preseason, figured some things out, played well in the coach walk, and so, really surprised by that. But the Panthers, they're good, and they figured a few things out. I think they got their rotation tightened up a little bit. And anytime, you're getting 45 points from Nash and Griff, you're going to have a chance to win a lot of ball games.
What have you guys seen from the 3 head coaches that are in their inaugural debut season? You got Coach Murdoch here, obviously dealing with some injuries and sickness and all the adversity there. Pat Amico at Pineview, and then Ryan Ball over Snow Canyon. He's dealing with some adversity as well with Owen Mackey being out.
I think they're doing a great job. It's just figuring things out. It's, you have sick kids, you have injuries, you're learning guys, you graduate, whatever it may be. But I think all 3 coaches have done a good job And I think as the season wears on, you'll see each team form more of an identity and what we can expect from those teams year in and year out.
Yeah, I think I'm with Casey on this one. All three have done a great job. All different situations, right? Crimson, a little bit more of an established program. Pineview, who had been under Coach Eves' leadership for so many years, almost was to the point where it's like when you get someone like Pat Amico, who sat on the bench of college benches and is able to kind of breathe some of that college atmosphere into it. He's not afraid of promoting his guys. He's not afraid of the team chemistry side. So I think he's done a great job too. And then you have Snow Canyon, who has kind of had a lot of, every 2 or 3 years has had a little bit of a new coach.
Yeah,
and so
they have. They've changed coaches quite often.
And then when you've got, a guy like Owen Mackey, I think, of course he was hurt last week, but that'll make any coach look pretty good when you got a guy like that.
The closest game at the half, at least, is that Cedar Hurricane game. Cedar leads by 6. They only have 2 wins so far this season.
That one surprises me. I think, even the Desert Hills game. Look, we've all seen them play several times this year already. I didn't think anybody would beat them by 25. So I'd be real surprised if this thing doesn't get trimmed down to like 12 or 13 for them, because they play so hard, they play so aggressive that I just don't see Desert Hills being beat by 25.
We'll keep an eye on the Nets on Fire score updates in the second half, but our second half here is about to start with the Flyers up by 13 here on the Fan Sports Network. Appreciate Rally Stop. Before or after the game, stop by a local Rally Stop, fuel up, grab your drinks and snacks before or after game time.
And Dixie with the ball here. Look for a set play to get somebody like Kyle Lemke something easy.
Wide Hour's going to go to a middle spin move, and he got right to the middle and right to the front of the rim, and he scores it.
Well, and great move by Ty Roberts. He knows that Trevor has 3. Take it at him. Wide Hour's great in the paint.
Wide Hour now with 6 points in the ball game. Lindquist on a handoff fake, keeps the dribble going. Now he's going to get to the middle. Kind of got stuck, has to kick out. Marsden goes to the corner, Murdoch. And now straight away to Taylor. Shot clock winding down to 8.
And one thing the Mustangs have done really good is, they're troubled by turnovers. They've done such a good job of limiting the turnovers.
That shot won't go. And did it hit rim, though? They say no, it did not hit rim. The putback was almost an alley-oop pass, and it was scored, but they'll wipe it away.
Yeah, tough possession there for the Mustangs, getting a shot clock violation. But let's get a stop here. Let's get 2 stops in a row. Let's get 3 stops in a row and cut into this lead.
You hate to say any point is a critical point of the game this early where we're just in the third quarter, but you got to make sure this lead does not balloon.
Well, and we all know the 4-minute battles, right? Juddy, you were with Juddy for a long time. Ben, you played for Ernie Kent. You always want to win those 4-minute battles. Coming out of the locker room was huge, and there's another big bucket inside by the Flyers.
By Logan Whitehour, almost an identical move what he just had.
He's now got 8 points in the game.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Murdoch maybe go to a zone just to maybe take some of those options away from Whitehour.
Yeah, good call. And the Flyers have been so good in the third quarter. I mean, we saw it up at the Skyridge tournament. Harriman, with Coach Meacham, played them as good as any team all year. And the Flyers came out and put a 20-8 quarter on them, to blow that game wide open.
Hook shot by Phelps, no good. Steal, though, ahead to Marsden. That triple won't go, left it a little bit short. Rebound, Dixie.
And I think if you're the Mustangs, let's not hit the panic button just yet and get out of sorts and start taking bad shots and turning the ball over. 15, 17's doable. Like you said, the 4-minute battles.
Risky play here by Taylor. He takes a charge, though, and gets the call. Yeah. Otherwise, that would have been his 4th.
Yeah,
that goes as a block.
Great job just trying to make the right play.
I love taking the chance there and being in the right place at the right time.
So Trevor Taylor gets the charge. And there's a triple by Taylor, and he got it. Nothing but the bottom. Trevor Taylor's first points of the night.
And looked like he might have been hit on the wrist, too. Great job there. They needed that basket to get it to 14. 42-28 with just under 5:30 or 40 in the clock.
Roberts trying to answer, and he strokes it as that goes from about 17 feet out on the angle right through the net.
And it appears that Jordy Roberts has heard everyone saying how great of a passer he is and wants to remind everyone that he can put it in the net too.
Big Sean on a quick move, gets all the way to the rack and the soft touch.
And this is what we're talking about. Square up and see the hoop. He's a good enough athlete. His length, we've already talked about. Be a threat every time you catch it.
Wideout, crossover, baseline drive, took a little bump, now terminates. Up and under by Brecken Robinson, no, but Myers slithers in, gets a rebound, kicks it over. That shot won't go. Brecken gets it back again. And the Flyers going back to work. Myers' little shovel shot, got it from about 8 feet out. Myers' first points of the night for the Flyers guard.
And you can't give a team like Dixie 3 opportunities in 1 possession.
Shot up and in, and Crimson answers.
You see how quick they get the ball up the court.
And now Brecken Robinson hits a 3, and a quick timeout called.
And I think it was called by Coach Roberts.
Yeah, Coach Murdoch better give him a little high five.
Diet Coke after the game.
Because that's the last thing you want to see is you guys just get a big bucket on the other end, and then they just rip your heart out by turning it into a 3 the other way in about the span of 4 seconds.
Yeah, you see how quick they get it up the court. It didn't even touch the ground. It was an out of bounds to Jordy, baseball pass, as Devin will call it, all the way up the court for the 3-pointer. And so 49-32, 4 minutes and 32 seconds here in the third. I think it feels like it's more, but at 17 also doesn't feel like the game's out of reach if they can just clean up a few things.
Right. And one of the things I was going to say is Mikhail Lindquist, after that last bucket, it happened so fast we hardly even got to detail that for you, but he's now in double digits. He's got 10.
Yeah, doing a great job being aggressive and getting a shot up.
A great high school basketball atmosphere. I think this is what it's all about. It's a shame that, we have to wait 2 more weeks now. As Lindquist brings it up the court again, just under 5 minutes in the third, 49-32. Swings it over to Murdoch.
And now get it to Feltz and Marsden, and back over to Lindquist, who gives it up quickly, gets it right back. Curls, elbow, mid-range J, short, rebound Feltz. Little go-go gadget arms. Plucked it away.
And I love to see him get rebounds. He's a guy that's got to have 8 to 10 rebounds in a game.
Taylor, a little fade away. That won't fall. Here comes Jordy Roberts. Uh-oh. Left his feet and turned it over. Rare turnover there. And now a diving slide and scoops the feet right out from under Murdoch. And they'll call a foul on Myers.
You love the hustle as we see the replay here. But wow, if you've already lost 2 guys as a coach, you look the other way.
Here come the Mustangs. Lindquist running the point right now.
A zone trap.
When they call a foul on a reach-in on Brecken Robinson.
And this is where you have to come to the ball. You can't leave your feet. You got to make sure that you're using the pass fake to get your teammate open and put pressure on the defense.
3:52 to go here in the third quarter. 49-32. Flyers on top by 17. When they played a little over 10 days ago, it was a 15-point win for Dixie. But this one in region play. Fresh shot clock. Lindquist goes to the corner to Murdoch. Now to Feltz.
This is where I like to see Big Sean square up. Okay.
That's why. You can't shoot it if you're not facing the basket.
That's right.
And he buries the triple.
Unless you're Kareem.
He heard you.
Sean's got 9 on the night.
And that's a big shot. I bet Coach Murdoch in that timeout is saying, hey, let's get this thing to 10 by the end of the quarter.
Little offensive foul on the screen there by Widehour. And what's interesting is now this is where we haven't really seen it come into factor in the first half. 4 fouls in the third quarter, 1 more, and they're shooting 2 free throws the rest of the quarter. So this is where if I'm Crimson, I'm attacking, right, Coach?
Absolutely.
Lindquist on a waist-high dribble. Over to Murdoch. Murdoch got his first ever varsity start tonight. They say Murdoch extended the arm just enough, and a smart, heady job by Brecken Robinson to take the contact and sell the call.
They've called that, as we know, that's the toughest call in the game, but as I think we see on the replay here, he just extends that arm.
Just a little bit.
They've called it pretty even, I think, so far tonight on that call, which is a hard call.
And Brecken stayed chest to chest. He was sliding with him. It's pretty good defensive position. Robinson now thought about the 3. Now he'll hoist the 3, not this time. Rebound Feltz. Quick outlet to Murdoch. Over to Lindquist. Now to Taylor. Back to
Gotta
McKay.
move the ball quick. I think that's where Crimson's really got to improve, is just the ball's got to snap. If you notice watching, if you're on the stream, it just sits for 1 second too long so that the defense can adjust.
Pretty packed crowd here. Maybe, room to squeeze another 20 people into the bleachers on the baselines as Feltz wants another three. Why settle for two when you can have three, Big Sean?
And he's 2 for 4 from the three-point line. And Dixie, this is finally a game. They're going to need to execute here now in the end of the third.
A big block by Sean.
Oh, wow.
And we're shooting free throws.
Yeah, and this is what we just talked about. And the thing that's interesting about free throws is, for an offensive player, all you have to do is see it go in a couple of times. And that's what I like about this new rule, is it puts pressure on the defense to play great defense, because you never want to have a guy sit at the line and shoot 2 free throws when he's fouled 40 feet from the hoop.
And now Logan Whitehour in a little foul trouble here with 2:38 left in the third quarter as he picks up number 3. Flyers still lead 49-38, but Taylor has a chance to draw closer, but the first from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line missed. Hey, if you're looking for a last-minute gift idea, get 30% off their coupon books, those car washes, no matter if it's just the exterior or the Freddy's VIP, all 30% off.
Little stocking stuffer?
Yep. And big gas savings. Every time you get a car wash, you save 20 cents per gallon at Fabulous Freddy's 2 Southern Utah locations.
Yeah, and too bad couldn't convert there at the free throw line for Taylor,
who has been solid all year. I think those are ones he'd like to have back.
Yeah.
But I think you trust him to shoot 2 more.
Absolutely.
A quick Nets on Fire update here. 47-23 for Pineview over Thunder with about 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
We'll keep an eye on that one. And again, that one's streaming on our website. Forsey in the corner. Plenty of time early in the shot clock. Back out top to Jordy. Jordy with a crossover, gets past Noah Nelson. Can he finish? Yes, he can. He got the friendly bounce.
And he's been great at the rim tonight.
Big Sean running, tried to flip it up, wanted a foul, didn't get it.
And I think he might be right, but that's one is so hard to call if you're ref. He's going to get one here, though. I can tell you that.
McKay Lindquist ahead. Big Sean, 2-hand slam. Oh, yeah.
Jordy Roberts made a business decision right there. He wasn't going to end up on overtime. So I don't blame Jordan one bit.
Oh, House of Jump dunk of the game. You can text 833-644-2423. Text keyword dunk to 833-644-2423. You get 1 hour free jump time at House of Jump. Inside, Lemke, baby right hook, and he got it.
And we're going to be jumping this weekend. I'll take my hour, that's for sure. And it looks like Dixie, a little full court pressure there by Forsey, which is smart, right? Make it hard to get up the court.
Lindquist ball fake, gets to the middle, left hand flip shot, got it. How about that left hand?
Well, I think Casey and I were both wondering why not shoot the first one, but I guess if you can make a left-handed hook, go ahead.
I think his dad was left-handed, if I remember correctly, so maybe he's got a little of that running through his veins.
Boy, talk about a business decision. That's the business end of it right there, as Lemke levels Noah Nelson.
Outlet ahead. Nelson thought about a J.
And Casey, I'd be curious what you think here about maybe getting a timeout if you get a bucket here. Just give them a little bit of breather, talk over on the bench and say, guys, we're right where we want to be. Don't do anything crazy. Maybe not this close to the fourth, but.
Yeah, and it's always hard because you look at, Coach Roberts called that timeout when they had a little bit of momentum, and it ended up helping the Mustangs. So it's always hard to know, do you let them keep playing? But you can tell they've been going hard for a few minutes here. A few guys are grabbing the shorts, grabbing the jersey, and definitely need a breather.
And I like getting a couple guys fresh in here. As we see the missed free throw, getting a couple fresh bodies in here saying, get us a stop, let this thing be a 10-point game going into the fourth.
Yeah, and even if it's, for a minute, in real time, you take the minute of the last third quarter, 2 or 3 minutes for the break, those 4 or 5 minutes are huge, for someone like McKay who just went to the bench to be able to come back in fresh in the fourth.
And it's a heads-up play here by Coach Murdoch because Trevor's got 3 fouls. No reason for him to pick up his fourth with less than a minute here. So I like the execution by both coaches so far. This is a classic Region 9 matchup.
Yeah, absolutely.
53-43 after split Fabulous Freddy's free throws by Trevor Taylor. Jordy Roberts off a handoff from Lemke, mid-range jumper short, rebound Eaton. You might remember Eaton because his older brother was a great 3-year starter here.
Just this surprises me. I think Ty Roberts is over there saying, come on, Jordy, you know better. We already got 5 fouls. We're in the double bonus. but I like it when guys are aggressive. I think that could have probably gone either way, but I like it when guys are aggressive. J.J. Eaton pressing it up to 4, and Jordy Roberts trying to contain it.
Jaden, younger brother of Jordan, calmly knocks it down.
He hit some huge free throws up in Manti with a 1-point ball game and got fouled. They had the scorers table buzzing guys in, all sorts of distractions, and he hit 2 big ones up there in Manti last week.
And that secured, what, a 2-point victory in that game. And Manti's number 1 in 3A.
Very, very
they were
good,
tough. And at home, my goodness. The announcer's curse?
Don't believe in it.
I don't either.
Into the corner, Brecken Robinson, 3-pointer, no, but a foul, and he'll shoot free throws.
I'd love to see this one on the replay if Dusty can, in the production truck, can dial this baby up for us.
Holbrook asphalt replay.
Get him a little bit on
interesting. He got it with the other arm after he'd already gone in there. So great job selling it. You know, a lot of coaches, especially Stan Van Gundy, will say don't ever foul a jump shooter. But I like it. I like the hustle, but I also like the execution.
Well, and it's coming off a free throw on the other end. You can't lose Brecken Robinson for a wide open shot in the corner. So on Coach Murdoch, I'm kind of just at my guys being like, guys, we got to match up. We know what Brecken can do. That's one guy we don't want to lose in transition.
Well, and again, when you play this team one more time, you think, okay, what adjustments do we need to make? And I think so far, the biggest one is, guys, we have got to hustle down the floor like we're going to play offense, not just like we have to get back to sit in defense.
And from the free throw line, Brecken Robinson got all 3.
He's played great tonight. I think a little bit of the difference maker. We talked about in the keys to the game who was going to be the third guy. I think that question has been answered.
71% coming into this game tonight, and he's got 15 points. Big Sean Holding.
Important to get a big bucket here.
Marsden drives the lane, swatted out of there by Lemke.
You can live with being down 12.
Yeah, this is a big possession for both teams. This is a big possession.
And Case, I'd be curious, do you go under on these high screens? What do you try and do against a guy like Jordy Roberts?
Yeah, I think he can go under right now.
And
just because he's killed us at the rim.
Yeah, as the shot, the quarter, was expiring, Murdoch just swatted it down, and no shot attempt was there. We've played 3 on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Dixie 56, Crimson 44. We'll be right back after this full timeout on the Fan Sports Network.
Relatives coming to visit, not enough room, or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit St. George, Utah, vacationrentals.com.
Sullivan Homes is a fan favorite for homeowners in southern Utah. Their Just Right features come standard, and you always get quality construction and the Just Right home and commercial building experience. Visit sullivan-homes.com to make your dream home a reality.
The Fan Sports Network is your home for local sports. Catch The Drive with Devin Dixon from 7 to 9. And From the Bleachers with Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave from 4 to 6. Plus, Utah Tech and high school sports live on the radio and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Our Boulevard home game of the week. Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist, Casey Winters with you courtside here from the field house. 12-point game going to the fourth quarter. It will be Mustang basketball.
And Dev, I think you look here for some kind of screen action with Sean Feltz right here to get him. See, again, square up there, Casey, just like we've talked about all game.
Lindquist over to Marsden. Back to Sean. Marsden behind the Sean Feltz screen. Can't hit the triple. Rebound Lemke. Outlet to Brecken. He'll go to Widehour. Triple threat. He'll drive the baseline. Strong move, but cannot finish.
You don't see him miss very often.
Lead pass ahead to Murdoch from Lindquist, and it looked like Murdoch had it. I think the Flyer defender flying in front of him maybe took his eye off the ball a little bit.
That was a great look by McKay.
I like the idea of them putting just as much pressure as they put on you. Again, match that.
12-point lead for Dixie. They have the basketball, man-to-man defense here. Roberts has a little floater, and it goes down for Jordy Roberts. He's having himself a night. He's got 20, a game high.
He's, obviously he came out with the scorer's mentality tonight. and has been a huge factor in this Dixie lead.
Well, he's averaging 10 points a game, 11.9 assists per game. But he's got probably 20 and probably 7 or 8 assists tonight. So definitely had a scorer's mentality, like you said.
And you can't challenge Lemke in those situations unless you come to a jump stop, right?
And finish
Get him off his feet. And Coach Murdoch is ready for a timeout.
Is that what it's called?
He didn't like those 2 offensive possessions there to start the quarter for the Mustangs.
We see the block there to the transition, but Lemke's just one of those guys, you just can't teach size. So when you come into the paint, especially going to a weak hand, jump stop and see what else is out there, especially where you have someone coming to help and sliding over. Probably just a quick reverse pivot and a dish over to the big fella for a dunk.
Another dime by Jordy Roberts, too. That pass was perfectly fed ahead for the lay-in, and the Flyers extend the lead back out to 16. We'll keep it right here. Remind you, tonight's game brought to you by Dealer Collision, proud sponsor Region 9. If you've been in a minor collision to a major accident, Dealer Collision will repair your vehicle quickly and the right way. Dealer Collision Center. Also, we're going to be naming a Jersey Mike sub of the game, and want to thank Intermountain Sports Performance. There is no off season. They got their season of speed going on. They're located inside Nets on Fire with their newest location. They've been there a couple years now. You get their biggest discount of the year, and you can train anytime in 2024. $100 off their training packages during the season of speed. And of course, we appreciate Handel's Homemade Ice Cream, best ice cream on the planet on Bluff Street.
Need a second location right by my house.
I could use one out in my neck of the woods as well. So good. I haven't had a flavor I don't like at Handel's. Inside to Taylor. Now he's going to attack and try to score it. Just a little bit too strong. Rebound Myers.
I like the look. I think that is a little bit of a mismatch, especially for Trevor, who's so good around the hoop.
Lemke's going to take a wide open 3. And he missed it, but Myers gets the rebound.
Hardest one to get is that long rebound.
And I like that from Kyle. You know, we've talked about it all night with Sean. Yeah. Kyle, face up.
Got a good release.
That's something he's going to need for the next level, so why not when you're up 16?
By the way, Whitehour got his 4th personal foul, so he's got to be careful out there. And Murdoch for the Crimson just picked up his 4th personal foul. So we do have some guys in some foul trouble.
Yeah, and look, we talked about it once, which is the depth for Dixie. They've got great players on the bench. I think this unit has been together so long. They're so well conditioned that, you know, Ty trusts these 6 guys. And you don't see them in foul trouble very often, especially Whitehour, who's such a great basketball player.
Check the Findlay Subaru stat line. Jordy Roberts leads all scores with 20. 15 for Brecken Robinson, who has one more free throw coming here after missing the first, and Lemke into double digits with 10. And Robinson scores another one, so he's got 16 now on the night. 14 for Sean Feltz and 12 for McKay Lindquist. Leading scorers for the Mustangs. 61-44, 6 minutes and 6 seconds left in this 4th quarter. Feltz down low. Baby right hook. Didn't really have the angle.
A tough angle there.
And he missed it. Ahead to Lemke. And a cross-court pass stolen away by Noah Nelson. Noah will take it down the court himself. Dish to Lindquist. Set 3-pointer in the air. Got it! McKay Lindquist with a triple. And he is red hot. He's got now 15 on the night.
And great job by Noah Nelson, not only on the steal, but finding a wide-open shooter in transition.
And this is one where you just have to be careful. You don't want to get these early fouls, and certainly don't want to foul guys so far from hoop. Noah is such a great on-ball defender that I like the idea of, as we see the replay here, Lindquist with the shot. Pretty good shot in rhythm, and as Casey said, when you put pressure on the defense and find the open guy, good things happen.
Maybe a block there, or at least altered shot, as Roberts can't find the mark. Cross-court baseline pass. Oh, and bobbled out of bounds off the hands of Noah Marsden.
Ben asked the question, you know, there in the 3rd quarter, what do you do with Jordan Roberts right now? I think you got to go under. He has killed everybody at the rim, like we see right there on the backdoor cut. Make him hit some shots.
It's just too much pressure on the ball, right? We haven't seen anybody tonight hit a one-dribble pull-up right in a guy's face. So give yourself a little bit of space and keep your offensive player in front of you. It's so much easier to play defense. Make these guys make wild shots. Make them make a step-back 3. You'll live with that. But backdoor layups, transition layups, or blow-bys will kill any team.
By the way, after that layup by Roberts, he now has 22 to lead all scorers tonight.
And they've looked easy. I mean, he's made it look easy tonight. Hats off.
Trevor Taylor on a weave, out high, gets it to Nelson. Nelson back to Taylor. Thought about a three, now goes up top to Marsden. Now to Lindquist. Still got 14 on the shot clock. Back to Taylor. Taylor gets knifing down the lane and scores it with the right hand.
Good. Some of the Mustangs there going 5 out, just trying to spread it, get Kyle out of the paint a little bit, and pay it off there for the Mustangs.
Inside, Lemke, not this time, and a foul on Forsey as he reached in on Taylor, who was trying to take off and go with the basketball.
As you can see, Dixie is human. We've seen them lose one game, but they aren't very human when you just make turnovers or you make mistakes. They will make you work all game. You have to do everything right that you possibly can.
4:38 to go. The big score dessert is in effect. Compliments of Holbrook Asphalt. We already got over 55 points tonight on the scoreboard. That means free yogurt, 5 ounces for everybody at Yogurtland after the game tonight. Missed by Taylor. Nelson sneaks in, shovels it over to Taylor. Left hand land, no, but a whistle and a foul, and Taylor will shoot 2.
That was pretty athletic just to get that shot up for Trevor Taylor. Now let's see if he can step to the free throw line and cash in with the clock stopped.
And that's going to be 5 on Whiteout, right? I didn't think they got him. I thought it was Brecken Robinson.
Yeah, so this is, like you mentioned a minute ago, this is unfamiliar territory for the Flyers. Obviously, Damon Myers is a proven player for the Flyers. But after that, the bench gets really, really short for the Flyers.
And as you can see, Coach Roberts over there talking to the official. I don't know if that was really a foul. I think you'll get the next one right, though.
Yeah. This is a good crew. You got Ben Peterson, you got Monty Hawkins, a couple of veteran officials in Region 9.
I don't think we've seen any wild calls at this point.
No, they've done a great job.
Split free throws by Taylor. Lead is 13 for Dixie with 4:16 left in the fourth quarter.
And I'm with you, Casey. I think you go under all of these and
just
try and
like
take
that.
away a strong
That's
hand.
perfect, just like that.
Robinson filling his way in, turns on the gas and delivers a beautiful right-hand lay-in.
And as good as J-Rob has played, Brecken Robinson has really been the unexpected scorer tonight.
They have 40 combined between those two. Robinson now with 18, Roberts with 22. Big Sean 3, no. Ball knocked out of Forsey's hands, but Myers goes and gets it.
And probably here, we're probably talking about this next minute, you got to find a way to cut this thing into single digits, whether it's from a full court press or some kind of zone action.
But Brecken Robinson has other ideas with the 3. It won't go, but an offensive rebound put back by Myers.
Crafty little finish right there by Damon Myers after a huge, huge offensive rebound to extend it to 17 points with 3:20 left.
And Coach, what do you think here on any made basket? Probably a full court press.
Yeah, you got to press. I mean, you have 2 fouls. You're thinking about starting to foul a little bit here.
And you can see the whole Dixie staff over there going, stop fouling, stop fouling.
Got a couple nets on fire updates. Cedar leads 44-41 into the third, last report we have. And here come the Thunder. They've cut the lead down to 12. Pineview leads 63-51 right now.
And just a quick reminder, the game is never over, as we've heard from one of our longtime listeners and someone listening at home from back in the day when Dixie was up by 11 with 1:10 to go and lost in overtime.
Brecken Robinson breakaway lane on a beautiful outlet, feet ahead. That's worth another look. And a timeout taken, brought to you by Luke Udy at American Family Insurance. Look at Jordy Roberts. Looks like Tom Brady.
I think I remember that game you were talking about, Ben. Hudson Hawes hit a big old 3 to win it for the Mustangs here a few years ago.
I think I was on the call on that game, if I'm not mistaken.
That was up 11 with just a minute left. Now this is 19 with 3 to go, so they got a little bit of work to do. Again, I think when Coach Murdoch and the Crimson staff, they go back and they look at this game, what they're going to see is how quickly Dixie gets the ball out of the basket and up the floor. Whether you're going to send a guy back or you send 2 guys back automatically, and they don't do it with anything fancy. It's really just no dribbles and heads-up plays.
One other thing we'll be looking to name in our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show is our defensive play of the game, brought to you by Mountain Land Supply. That's coming up at the conclusion. Still 3 minutes to go. Crimson with the basketball. They have one more run in them. Dixie leads 69-50. A bump. Good job by Murdoch to get rid of it, and a whistle and a timeout taken by Coach Murdoch.
Well, I thought it was a foul.
I did too.
And I think the ref was ready to call it, but
let's take a quick 30-second timeout.
Can't be too safe in that situation.
And we'll be right back. Flyers up 19 on the Fan Sports Network. Red Ledge is Dermatology and Med Spa, specializing in general and cosmetic dermatology, treating acne, rashes, warts, and more. They even do cancer screenings and offer a free chemical pill with your first appointment. So if you need dermatology, think Red Ledge is Dermatology, located just off Snow Canyon Parkway, St. George.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Looking for a place to let the kids run wild? Then we've got the place for you. Bring your kids into House of Jump Monday through Thursday.
Welcome back, everybody, here in crunch time. 2:50 left in this one. Dixie leading Crimson 69-50. Tonight's game brought to you by Red Rock Real Estate. Rebounding, probably a little slight advantage to the Flyers tonight when you look at that statistic. Don't have the actual exact numbers tallied up, but pretty good job on the glass by both teams. But I'd say Dixie probably +5 or so if I had to wager. Mustangs with the ball. McKay Link was going to go right to the middle of the floor, and a reach-in foul going to be called against Damon Myers.
And a great job of attacking. Like that's what you have to do at this point, is you have to try and get to the hoop and get some easy buckets or dish it off to an open guy. But here we are, just under 3 minutes, and we've got 14 fouls for the Flyers. Probably see an early bonus here.
Inside of Lindquist, right in the middle of the key. From the backside, a reach in by Roberts, and they call a foul on J-Rob.
Shooting free throws.
And that's one where Jordy's eyes just lit up, and you're so excited that you almost just get a little bit too much arm. It's like when you're behind a guy and you go to block a shot, and somehow you foul him when all you had to do is barely get the ball.
Mack with a nice night tonight. Mack's got 15 points. I think that's a season high for McKay, and a chance to add to that here from the stripe.
And this will be a good chance for Coach Murdoch to throw a little bit of a press on, set it up.
First one good from the fabulous Freddie's free throw line. Team high 16, make it 17 tonight for McKay Lindquist. 8 in the first half. He's got 9 in half number 2.
Probably the last chance right here to get something down to single digits.
You got to get up from pressure, maybe trap a little bit. And if you foul, you foul. You still got 3 fouls to give.
Yeah.
But you can't
be aggressive, right?
Yeah. You can't let this clock just tick down. You're going to be under 2 minutes after this possession.
Inside of Lemke, working on Big Sean. Goes to the left hand, and he scores it.
Good move right there by Kyle.
Kyle Lemke doing work in the low block.
Love seeing him go to that left hand.
Lemke's got 12 tonight. The unofficial stats, my stats. And a 3, nothing but the bottom for Marsden.
And I love he is always ready to shoot. The kids don't understand. You've got to set your feet while the ball is in the air so that you're ready to go as soon as it gets there.
Turnaround jumper from Roberts, and he's having himself a night. He's got 24.
Yeah, he's making a statement. He hasn't scored.
Lindquist, three-pointer, no. Offensive rebound, Barbin. He'll lob it out to Marsden, kick it to Feltz. Feltz will take a triple, and that won't go. And rebound cleared by the Flyers.
Good looks for both of the guys there. Those are ones you need to go to be able to get back into the game.
A little pull-up, Brecken Robinson drills it. He's got 22.
And he's so good going to his right hand, right? That's a hard move for any high school player, for that mid-range to pound it twice and raise up and shoot it. But again, you see on the film later, it's like those are one of the things that make him go to his left, right? Guys don't shoot that shot. When they're by themselves in the gym, they're going one dribble right, pound it, shoot it. The story of this game will end up being trying to make Dixie do things they're not used to, because they've made so many shots
just like that. Yeah, replay for our viewers online on the Fan Sports Network. That was Roberts, and now here is Robinson. It just, you're driving hard, that shoulder's down, and then you elevate and score it.
But for the viewers at home, you have to stay down in a stance, right? For any kid watching at home, this is one of those things where an offensive player wants to stand you up because you're easier to go by. You're not down in an athletic position. Stay down in a stance. Let a guy one dribble pull up from the volleyball line as opposed to 6 feet from the hoop.
75-55. 20-point lead, Flyers.
And what a 1-2 punch tonight by Jordan Roberts and Brecken Robinson.
They've been sensational.
I mean, that 1-2 combo from both those guards scoring the ball tonight has been absolutely
unstoppable.
A pleasure to watch. Yeah. I mean, Jordan's done a great job in the rim, in the mid-range. Brecken's done it from all three levels. But those two combined to take down the Mustangs tonight.
And great move by Dixie right here. Look, we're not going to let him just walk the ball up the court and attack. Let's put a little full court pressure and make him earn it.
If you joined us late, no Scoop Johnson, no Drake Carroll for the Mustangs, so they are shorthanded. I think the role guys and some of the guys that are, getting some valuable varsity time have played hard tonight. Nice little pass, Lindquist with the lay-in, and he got it.
Yeah, pass by Sean there, and great basket cut.
Yeah, and I think, obviously you're always looking for the silver linings, but Coach Murdoch, some big-time performances tonight by Mikhail Lindquist, sophomore, his breakout game of the season. And then Travis Murdoch, his first start as a sophomore. Trevor Taylor played well tonight. Noah Marsden shot the ball decent. Noah Nilsson had a great game. So definitely some silver linings to take into the Christmas break and then be able to come back and pick up some steam in the region schedule.
I think anytime you're down two starters, right, one that started for 2 years and another guy in Drake Carroll who has played his best basketball the last week and a half and was a contributor last year, it's hard to beat Dixie on any night. Take away two of your best players, it's nearly impossible. But I like the fight. I think look, Dixie, you're trying to always improve on near perfection, where all of these other teams, they're going to have to catch Dixie. And I think Dixie has showed a couple things they can. And I think Crimson has shown some windows that they can also fight back with. So I don't think any team really is going to have that clear advantage for the second game based on tonight's game.
Two Fabulous Freddy's free throws from the 56% free throw shooter Sean Feltz, and now a steal by the Mustangs. Too little, too late, but they'll have a chance to inch a little closer. Lindquist into the front court. Drives with the right hand, handoff to Barbin, still looking. Down to 16 left in this game. Baby right hook, Feltz, no. And rebound cleared by the Flyers.
That'll do it from the field house tonight. Valiant effort by the Mustangs. But I think, game one of the region schedule, we definitely see how hard it is going to be to beat this Dixie team any given Monday, Wednesday, or I guess Wednesday or Friday coming up in January and February.
Final score, Dixie wins it 75-59. We'll clean it all up just like Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry after a 2-minute timeout. Again, stay with us. Lots of awards, final statistics, and a full recap coming up when we come back. Flyers win it tonight on the Fan Sports Network.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
I've got 15 seconds to list all the reasons that you should call Jason Baum at Bay Equity Home Loans. First-time home buyer specialist, down payment assistant loans, investment loans other guys haven't even heard of, reverse mortgages, and so many more to name before I run out of time.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Time to sip and smile Scooters Coffee. 715 West State Street in Hurricane, open 7 days a week.
State Bank of Southern Utah appreciates the community again, voting us the best bank in the Best of Southern Utah contest. Come see why your friends and neighbors voted State Bank the best bank and the best mortgage lender in Southern Utah. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You guys ready here?
Yeah, welcome back. Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist, Casey Winters, Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. Post-game show, Flyers win it tonight, 75-59. It's in effect. Go get your Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert at Yogurtland till they close tonight. 5 ounces free frozen yogurt. Holbrook Asphalt's paying for the leaders in HA5 and asphalt preservation. Longtime partner with Region 9 Athletics. And guys, a lot of fight in this Mustang team, but you see why so many people have already tagged the Flyers with a bullseye on their back as the best team, not only in Region 9 and all the preseason polls, but in the state. And after losing the state championship last year, they're hungry for another shot at it.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be a combination of somebody playing their best game of the season and Dixie playing probably their worst game of the season, you know, to knock them off. And I felt like I've seen better games from Dixie even earlier in the season, but they played well. I mean, if I'm Coach Murdoch and before the game you tell me that Kyle Lemke only scores 12,
yep,
and Logan Whitehour only scores 8, I like my chances. But then if you tell me Jordan Roberts is going to have 25 and Brecken Robinson is going to say 22, I'm going to say, yeah, we lose by 15. You know, so
yeah, well said.
You know, great job in some ways by the Mustangs, but an even better job by the Flyers of just doing what it takes to win and not being overly concerned about who's scoring, but that we are scoring and getting stops when we need it. They played well. They played well.
They're so unselfish. They make the right play so often. That's their greatness, right? They put pressure on you the second, whether you make it or you miss it, they will put pressure on you. And really a great performance by two guys. And that doesn't mean that it's a bad performance by anybody else on Dixie. It's just those two guys were so great tonight and everyone else did their job. You know, Logan Whitehour, a little bit of foul trouble, but a great performance by Brecken Robinson.
Here's the Findlay Subaru stats for the winning team, the Dixie Flyers tonight. J-Rob, I had him for 24, 22 for Brecken, 12 for Lemke, 8 for Whitehour, 6 for Damon Myers, 3 for Forsey off the bench. So, you know, 6-man, we talked about it. They really only go 6 deep. We saw some guys late in that game, but they are well-conditioned guys. I mean, they don't look like they're tired in the fourth quarter. And they're only subbing one guy. And they're rotating and interchanging who they're subbing to try to keep guys as fresh as they can. Good job by Coach Roberts tonight. They go to 1-0 in region play. Findlay Subaru stats here as the Flyers beat the Mustangs for Crimson. Season high 19 for Mac Lindquist, 16 for Big Sean Feltz. He had 20 in the first meeting 10 days ago. He had 16 tonight. Pretty good performance. Hit a couple threes even in this game. Went 2 for 5 from distance. Marsden had 6, 7 for Noah Nelson, 7 for Trevor Taylor, 1 for J.J. Eaton, and 3 for Travis Murdoch. Those are the statistics, again, brought to you by Findlay Subaru. Now let's start getting into some awards. Let's start with the block of the game, and it's our Mountain Land Supply defensive play of the game, and it would happen right here for our TV viewers on the Fan Sports Network. Kyle Lemke with a beautiful block. When he wasn't scored as much tonight, he was still having an impact on the defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, did a good job on Sean Feltz. Good job blocking right there. You know, got some timely buckets. But the same could be said about Sean. Just beware when you get into the paint against either of these teams, because there's always someone lurking, ready to put it off the glass or into the third row.
Our Hearst Ace Hardware player of the game, we'll name one for each team. I think between the scoring output tonight, plus still getting probably close to double-digit assists tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It's tight between Brecken Robinson and Jordy Roberts, but I think we all can agree it's Jordy Roberts tonight.
Absolutely. Phenomenal game by him. And I really like that he just came out and said, hey, I'm going to show you guys I can score too. I'm going to pass, but I'm going to have a night for myself, and he did a great job.
Appreciate Hearst Ace Hardware. Get over there for your last-minute Christmas shopping. Locations, heart of St. George, heart of Cedar City. As for our AWP Playmaker play of the game, you know, Dixie had the lead pretty early, never relinquished it. Crimson did get it to 21-18 early on in that second quarter, but but that was as close as Crimson got. Probably go back to the first half when maybe Dixie opened up and finally got their first double-digit lead, and there was a couple key sequences there. I know Brecken Robinson had a big three when the action was really heating up late in the second quarter, had another couple threes in that third quarter, and I'm trying to think of what else resonates. They play such good, balanced team basketball. It's hard to pick just one play as the playmaker play of the game.
I'd probably go with that lob from Jordy Roberts to Kyle Lemke, where he kind of fumbled it off the glass, caught it, and finished it. You know, that was such a great athletic move, and that's a play that they've seen usually to be executed for a slam dunk.
That's a great call. Great call there. We'll go with that one. It was that lob from Roberts. Give him assist. Give Lemke the bucket tonight. That's your Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game. It's easier to think to buy direct. Hey, maybe you need a new laundry set or a new dishwasher for Christmas. Go see what the local boys at AWP can do for you. Samsung,
I heard Robin say she wanted one of those little ice makers.
She does want one of those Pebble ice makers, and I do think Appliance Wholesalers Plus sells those.
Oh, they do.
Santa better come through.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to have to get one of those for sure. Is it too late to go get one of those? You probably have to order them. Probably. No,
those guys, they can. Yeah. I'm sure you talk to Morty over there, and those guys will take care of you.
Not done with our awards. Our Jimmy John sub of the game tonight. Got a lot of choices for that. You had Forsey come off the bench for Dixie, but I think with the two starters out for Crimson, I think it's got to be probably Noah Nelson that kind of stands out to me.
Yeah, I think so. He came in, especially in that first half, and played great defense, and then I think he kind of went on a little 6-7 point scoring.
Yeah, ended up 7 in the first half.
3, attacked the basket. So great minutes for the Mustangs from Noah Nelson.
Jersey Mike sub of the game, Noah Nelson, Crimson Cliffs. He finished the night with 7 points, and you're right, all those did come in half number.
And no offense to Dixie, but they only play 6 guys, so and they were all so solid. So a great job by Noah tonight. 7. He was instant offense off the bench.
Let's finish things up here with reminding you that the House of Jump dunk of the game. Do we have that dunk of the game from the first half?
Yes, we do. Are you kidding? Dusty's going to deliver that.
Big Sean Feltz rising high, 2 hands, and he didn't slip off the rim like that happened up north in that Skyridge tournament.
That was scary,
and maybe the best quote of the day from Casey says he made a business decision.
Again, you can text the keyword dunk, D-U-N-K, to 833-644-2423. We'll roll some highlights here for you from this one. Is again, Dixie wins it by a final score of 75-59. And guys, obviously nice to go into the Christmas break 1-0 in region play for Coach Roberts and the Flyers.
Yeah, I think everybody's ready for a break. I mean, a lot of these guys have played 9-10 games, some of them 3 nights in a row, traveling, sickness going on, injuries. So I think everybody's looking forward for a nice little break to kind of recoup, catch their breath a little bit. And now we settle into that Wednesday, Friday schedule for a race to the finish up at Utah Valley the last weekend in February.
Do have a couple Nets on fire score updates for you. I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. Cedar beats Hurricane tonight. Just their 3rd win of the season. They start region with a win. They win 65-56. Jackman had 24 points. Cedar had 16 from Kreitzer and 15 from Stubbs. So nice performance by Jackman, but not enough.
No, and Jackman's been great. I mean, I was looking at some stats the other day. He leads the state in block shots. He's almost a 4 block shots a game.
Of course, his dad, a great player from Hurricane as well.
So, and with R.J. Hurst, and we'll see him plenty this season, being able to shoot the ball.
We searching for. I don't think we've seen a final on the Pineview Desert.
Oh yes, game. Yeah. We got 73-58, a 15-point win, as we talked about there. They were never going to beat them by 25. They just play so hard. Good job of cutting 10 off in the second half, and I think that's one where I wouldn't be surprised to see that flip-flop on the next one, just because of how closely matched up those two teams are. But great home opener there for Pineview and region for Coach Amico and those Panthers. As an alumni, I say, well done.
Yeah. It's a great day to be a Panther.
That's right.
Yeah. 73-58, so a 15-point win. So Pineview, Cedar, and Dixie all victorious again. Snow Canyon had a bye tonight. Well, we'll see them after the new year. How about the game from McKay Lindquist? If you were named a Hearst Day Star Player of the Game for the Mustangs, I think you'd go with McKay. Season high 19, made some good decisions. Marsden shot the three pretty well in this game as well, and they needed those role players to step up. And with Scoop out 5-6 weeks at minimum, they will get Drake Carroll back though in their next game. I mean, just had this little flu bug today, right? Just deathly sick, but hopefully he'll get better quick and be back in that lineup and give them a lot more depth than another starter.
Yeah, but great job, I think, the sensational sophomore. You know, he came out of his shell tonight, and I think, you know, hopefully for McKay and Travis and even Brent Phillips, hopefully they realize the importance that those sophomores are going to have for this team to be successful. And I thought tonight was a good step for all three of those guys, not only scoring, but just being active and playing and getting used to, you know, playing varsity, and no better way to, you know, get your ears wet than against the Dixie Flyers.
Yeah, and a great crowd tonight, right? This is what I think we miss in a preseason schedule is, you know, probably 95% capacity tonight. A lot of energy from both team student sections. It's what I love about high school basketball is these guys aren't getting paid. They're students before athletes, and, you know, for both teams, I think this is going to be an exciting team for Dixie to watch and for Crimson to watch all season long, because they're both going to be up there towards the top of the standings.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun year. There are going to be some battles, and Dixie's going to have to try to hold everybody off. You're going to get your best shot from every team every night the rest of the way. Yep.
And they embrace it. That's what's great. That's what I really admire about their program, is they embrace that.
Again, thanks to a couple sponsors. I want to mention Scooter's Coffee, one of our great sponsors, bringing you high school sports here inside our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Final thoughts, guys?
Ooh, I think we're ready for a break.
Yeah.
You know, but definitely excited to get back to these region games, and like we always say, the unexpected happens in Region 9, right?
Expect the unexpected.
And
you never know.
I think we're going to see that every Wednesday and Friday night as these teams battle it out and prepare themselves for the state tournament coming up.
Yeah, I think what a great kickoff to the region season. Dixie, just a little food for thought, is actually going to go down to California and play a Christmas holiday tournament. Crimson will have, I believe, 2 weeks off. They come back January 5th is their first, so they'll get a bye that first kind of week, where I think we're going to see Snow Canyon on the 3rd.
Yep.
That'll be interesting to see that. You know, one game does not make a season. I think both teams can have a few things when they watch film to take away from for the next matchup.
That's going to do it for us here. Again, the final 75-59. Let's go get our Yogurtland.
Yep,
Go to Yogurtland.
Thanks,
Holbrook Asphalt. Big score dessert. It's on tonight. For Ben Lindquist, for Casey Winters, we say goodnight from the Field House here on the Fan Sports Net. We'll see you next time.